Hey everyone, this is Shishi. So, not that anyone wants to hear me cry, but can we talk? Like legit, I want to say it's absolutely bonkers that not only did we never get a new non-fan remake of Pokemon Conquest, but we also never got a Dynasty Warriors equivalent. I love that game. It is such an underrated gem in my opinion. Do you know how happy little me would have been getting a Dynasty Warriors version? Well, unfortunately, I think the ship's long sailed for a return to that series. Maybe one day I'll do a visual novel style of it, but that's for future me to worry about. Right now, let's get to the point of the video and discuss who I think Sun ShangXiang should have as a partner if she were a Pokemon trainer. With over 1,000 Pokemon to choose from, there's definitely gotta be some that match her to a T. I am dedicated to my task of figuring out what Pokemon I feel would best work with her. I'll go over the game so we're all on the same page, and then I'll go into deeper dive of her personality, background, and relationship she has with other characters to determine who her partner could be. I do want to emphasize that this is going to be based on the games. Even though she was mentioned in both historical texts as well as the Romance of the Three Kingdoms story, I know very little about said texts. And this is also going to be part 1 for the series because difficult me be difficult, I made things way more complicated and longer than I needed to, so this is one of couple. Why? Because game plan was to do one based off starters, one based off non-starters, and then one based on legendary. Just like in Pokemon Conquest. As always, I have not played all the games, and it's going to be a little challenging to figure things out since not every game has the same exact depiction of her. So, in general, this is going to be my opinion based off a general consensus I can analyze of her character and my personal experience. So, with that in mind, feel free to tell me in the comments below what you think of my results and what you would pick if you don't agree. Also, before I forget, because ran into a little trouble while writing this script, pronunciation be horrible. I grew up playing games 3 and 5, so I am well aware of my terrible pronunciation inaccuracies. Please have mercy on me in the comments, especially when I get to certain characters and how I pronounce them. Okay, let's get started. Storytime. Dynasty Warriors is a hack and slash Muso game where you play as a character from the Three Kingdoms era, a period of war in ancient China. You run around, defeat hundreds of soldiers, take out a few generals here and there to beat the big bad that's in charge of the battle. Rinse and repeat with some cutscenes, bells, and whistles depending on the installment. Sun ShangXiang is a warrior from the Wu Kingdom. Best way I would describe her is that she is a tomboy princess. When she was young, she learned martial arts alongside her brothers under the guidance of her father, Sun Jian, who is known as the Tiger of Jiangdong. Awesome nickname, by the way. In time, she lost both her father and eldest brother during the conflict, and her other brother, Sun Chan, yeah, this is why I did that pronunciation warning earlier, officially established the kingdom and became its ruler. Later installments go into more depth on this, but in time, for the sake of an alliance against the more powerful, dangerous kingdom of Wei, she was politically married off to the leader of the Shu kingdom, Liu Bei. Now here's where some of the discrepancies lie. Some games show she remains loyal to her family of Wu, but other times she goes and stays with her husband, who, despite the circumstances, ended up having genuine respect, if not love for him. Beyond that, she's known as the Bow Princess for her mastery of archery, but as we've seen in the games, she's also a close-range fighter, as she's often depicted with dual chakrams. Chakrams she still refuses to let me have, by the way. Personality-wise, she's not an overly serious character, but she isn't the happy-go-lucky, carefree individual either. She's well aware of the situation around her, and tries her best to support and protect her loved ones. Family is very important to the Sun family in general, and Sun ShangXiang is no exception to that, as she bravely followed her family right into the battlefield when she was given the chance, and even when Shu and Wu were going to battle with each other, she was found in a tough spot because she loved both sides and didn't really know what to do to help the situation. Even when we get to Origins, where they gave her a more innocent, inexperienced, and even insecure vibe to her personality, I appreciate it because this is the Sun ShangXiang that is just dipping her feet into the war. This is the young, vulnerable side of her that often isn't depicted, especially when she loses her family, or when that first time she actually goes into battle. To me, it's sort of like a before and after thing. We get Origins, which is her starting point, and then we get to 3 and 5, where we get that confident, capable warrior she trains herself to become. It's really cool, and I feel like I can relate a lot with her morals and her thoughts on family and loved ones. And with the exception of one game I've played, you know the one, I've loved her depictions. Okay, rambles are done. Here's a quick summary for those who didn't want to listen to me go on for minutes, as well as what we're going to be considering when choosing Pokemon for her. Good at martial arts, known for archery, as well as short-range weapon use. Brave, tomboyish, cares for family, belongs to Wu, which are represented by tigers, the color red, and the element of fire. Married to the leader of the Shu Kingdom, which are represented by dragons, the color green, and the elements of wind and thunder. Finally, we get to the Pokemon part of this video. Starters first, and I have to say we do have some good considerations here. Fire types come to mind, since again, Wu is represented by red and fire. Got Pokemon like Blaziken, which is a fire fighting type. You got Incineroar, which has the tiger aesthetic, and though is a dark type, does have fighting type moves. Both theoretically could work, but I'm gonna go with Decidueye. Hisuian Decidueye. Is this an odd pick? Yes. But hear me out. Hisuian Decidueye is rocking the red and orange color scheme, and its shiny is green, which physically shows her ties to Shu and Wu. It's a fighting type, which works with her background of martial arts, has attack that allows it to shoot arrows, and it can have the long reach ability. For those who don't know, long reach ability is basically the fact that it can use attacks without making any contact with the enemy, showing the archery prowess she has. And the Reese on top of this delicious little sundae is the fact that this is an ancient Pokemon which works for a princess from an ancient era. Boom. Done. That's it. Video over. So much build up to this. But I gotta end it here. Don't worry. More videos to come since again, I was gonna go over non-starters as well as legendaries, which will go into more depth, especially when we get into the Pokédex entries. So we're just dipping our feet in here. But I'm gonna end it here. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now.